bark. He just wants to talk. But anyway, hey guys, welcome to our call. Super stoked to have everyone here. I do want to start really quickly with recognition because I didn't post it in the team page today because I was posting a lot of other stuff in there and I didn't want it to get lost. So let me share my screen really quick. We'll do some recognition, and then I wanted to chat with you super quick about beach bars, and then I will hand it over to Lauren. So this is where we are so far. It is, the 12th of the month. We have helped 57 people as a team, and we have our top 5 in the center there. We have myself with Success Club 20, Natalie with Success Club 10, Emmy with Success Club 8, Lauren with Success Club 6, and Shannon also with Success Club 6. And then we have our other life changers with 4. We have Sarah Jennings, Ashley Fontaine, Kelly Trimble, Elizabeth Miller, Kelly Klein, Katie Petrillo. With 2, we have Alicia Condell, Alexa Bernick, Amber Salmon, Sarah Ott, Valeria Hernandez, Quinlan Struckhoff. I haven't done this in a while. I'm like messing everyone's name up. Jessica, is it Wagers or Waggers? Jennifer Blight, Carissa Vanderveer, Jamie Feudalick, Chelsea Wisbar, Molly Bloom, Hillary Coltrane, Brittany Swanson, Angela Edwards, Alicia Hendelson, Molly Wasserman, Taylor Gross, Kelsey Seaford, and Michaela Smith, who I think is like super brand new. So congratulations to all of you guys on this board. This is a really fun way for us to see how all of our combined efforts are accumulating and seeing what we're doing as a team. So let's try to hit that 200 goal mark this month. We were super duper close last month, and there's a lot of names up on this board. So we can totally make it happen. We're like a third of the way into the month. We're like a sixth of the way to our goal. So we all have to step it up a little bit, but we can totally make it happen. I've seen, we've had a slow start in the beginning, and then at the end of the month, like everyone pops up and they're all helping all these people. So we can totally make this happen. And just know that every single person that you help and every single thing that you do is accumulated into our team. So, you may help one person. That's still awesome because you're still helping the team achieve that goal of helping other people live healthy, fulfilling lives. And we're all working to help people be healthy. So whether you're helping 1 or you're helping 21, doesn't matter. But you do want to get your name up here to be on the board and be participating in what our team is here to do. Okay, so I also wanted to, Copper wants to speak. I also wanted to talk super quick about beach bars. I'm not going to go into too much detail because Kim Carver did a really great video today in the Team Beachbody Champions page. So if you're not on that page, you haven't seen it yet, make sure that you go watch it. He really explained everything about them. Dr. Luigi was on there talking about the nutrition facts and everything that, we can kind of talk about to our customers so we know how to market these. And also in your back office now, if you type in the search bar, beach bars, you'll see, can you let him out, please? Yeah. You'll see a lot of resources. You'll see these images, not these exact ones, but you'll see a comparison chart comparing it to other bars such as Kind bars, Lara bars, RX bars, like the ones that people eat a lot, Cliff bars too. And you'll also see some talking points and different resources and stuff that you can be studying and learning more about so that when they are released, you're able to speak confidently about them. So something that I can say that you can start doing right now, though, is talking to your challengers about them, talking to your coaches about them, because they already believe in Beachbody. They already believe in the product, and they're probably more willing to try this than somebody who hasn't even tried Shakeology before or hasn't even been in the challenge group or doesn't really know what Beachbody is. This is a great way for you to share this with those people who are already a part of your circle. Just making a simple post in your challenge group like I did today. I literally posted and I was like, hey, who eats bars or who would be willing to try the new Beachbody bar? And I explained to them, it's great because it fits into your meal plan and it fits into your container counts. And everyone is really excited about that fact because it is half a red, half a yellow, and a teaspoon. So knowing that, okay, I can actually eat this bar, it's going to fit into my meal plan. I don't have to worry about cheating. I had a bunch of people say that they're like totally down to trying them. So what I did, I put their names on a list, and I know, all right, what flavor do you want? I kind of am starting to take orders now so that on the day that they release, I can just send them an email if they're a customer, and they can order them. And I've been telling them, I'm going to email you on the day they come out so you don't miss out and they don't sell out before you get a box. And they're like, super sweet, awesome, I'm excited to try them. So something as simple as that. You don't have to go crazy and just like all of a sudden start forgetting about everything else that we have to offer and just try to sell a bunch of bars. Like, that's just another additional thing that you have. You know, if you can think of some people who maybe could benefit from those, maybe people who are always on the go, people who tell you they don't have time to meal prep, or they don't have time to eat healthy, or they're always traveling, just kind of make a list of those people and start talking to them about them and seeing if they'd be willing to try. I have a couple other ideas that we can start doing, but I'll share those at a different time because I'm still kind of working out the kinks myself. But don't be afraid to start talking about them is really the main thing, and sharing them with the people that you think could really benefit from something like this. Even like moms, they're great for their kids' lunches. It's not just something for adults to eat. It's a great healthy snack for a kid instead of a chewy bar that's loaded with sugar and chocolate and all of that other stuff. You know, yes, there's chocolate in these, but the chocolate that is in these is like high quality and it's better. So go watch that video in the Champions page. And then if you have any ideas or anything you think would be really great that we can do, make sure that you share them in the team page so we can, there's a thread in there. People are kind of sharing different ideas so we can kind of really tackle this and capitalize on this and really help everyone's income go up, everyone's volume go up, and also help people stop eating crap for snacks, because there's a lot of people eating a lot of junk food for snacks, and this is just a healthy alternative to that. But that's about it for now. I don't want to talk too much because, like I said, the video that Kim did is awesome and it covers everything you need to know. So I'm going to hand it over to Lauren today to speak to you guys about avatars. And this is something that we used to do, and we kind of changed the way we look at this. We used to kind of look at avatars in a different way and kind of think of things that were kind of irrelevant. So Lauren's really going to help you figure out who your avatar is, who you're talking to, and so that you can post confidently and you can like feel really good about what you're doing in your business and not feel like you're throwing poop at the wall and hoping that it sticks. So I'm going to pass it over to Lauren. You guys all know her, I'm sure, but if not, she can tell us a little bit about herself and we can get going with that. All right.
There we go. Sorry. I thought I unmuted myself and I didn't. Apologies ahead of time. You'll hear like a bunch of those sounds. There's like a super angry bird on my bed right now attacking my laptop and my hands. So sorry if you stop chewing that wire. I'm just like trying to keep him from getting electrocuted. So sorry that you have to listen to that. I don't know. Does everyone know me? I've been a coach for 2.5 years. I'm really not going to do an introduction because I think that's silly. I think everyone probably kind of at least has seen my face before. But like Carolyn said, we used to do our avatars and we would get really specific about some things that maybe painted a good picture in our head, but weren't necessarily super helpful as far as our business was concerned. So if you've gone through like your coach training already and you've already created your avatar, it might be time to revisit it. I know I completely scrapped my old avatar and started fresh, and this has made a huge, huge difference for me. So whether you're a brand new coach and you haven't done one yet, you can do this, or if you have done one already, you can still do this. And we're going to actually do it as I go, or at least get started on it as I go. So grab either like a piece of paper or open up like a Word document or like a Canva page or whatever you prefer to brainstorm and write on. Stop attacking everything. You hear this? So bad. Okay. So if you don't know already, your avatar is essentially your ideal customer, your ideal coach, like the person that you are trying to speak to. So by, I'm sure that we all know, I don't think anyone on this call right now is like brand new anyway, but with this business, as much as we all want to help everybody, we can't. We cannot help everybody. And if you're trying to speak to everyone all the time, you're really speaking to no one. So by really getting a super clear idea of who your avatar is, oh, good, 2 pretty new coaches. Cool. Thank you. By getting a super clear idea of who you are talking to and who you are trying to attract and who you want to be reading your posts and listening to what you have to say, like that's going to give you clarity when you are speaking to people. And that's going to mean that you are going to connect so much deeper with the people that you're supposed to connect with. There's like this saying or that your niche shouldn't be a mile wide and an inch deep. It should be an inch wide and a mile deep, because you want to dive so deep into the pain points of your avatar, your niche, your target market, whatever you want to call it. Oh my God, this bird is running rogue on my bed right now. Sorry. So once you do write out your avatar, and we're going to start it tonight, like I said, but you can go back. I know mine took me like a couple days to redo because I just kept thinking of more and more things that I wanted to add. You can then use that when you are writing out posts. And like, that's something like I started doing this a couple months ago, and it completely changed the way I was posting. And I started immediately getting responses from people or getting messages from people saying, your posts have really been hitting me hard lately. Like I have gotten text messages and inbox messages saying that from multiple people. And these are the people that I was trying to attract before. And I was kind of just like shooting in 1,000 different directions at once and like missing the target basically. So I'm going to share with you the categories that I want you to think about for your avatar. And then we'll talk a little bit more specifically, but just write these down or type them out or whatever your, like I said, whatever your preferred means is. So number 1, goals. What are the goals of your avatar, the person that you are trying to attract? And something you could think about is, if you're like struggling to try to like niche down here, think about where you were before you started coaching. Think about where you were before you started a program, before you like found this community. What were you trying to accomplish? What goals did you have? And it can be things that you're still working on, and that's totally fine. But you're going to attract people who can relate to you and your story. So your avatar is kind of like you a couple steps back, right? So first category, goals. And I'll give you a couple examples of mine, and then I'll share like my whole avatar with you guys afterwards if you want. But some of the goals for my avatar: wants to do everything, like wants a hand in everything, wants to be spread too thin, basically. Wants a disposable income, wants to feel good inside, wants to overcome anxiety, wants to feel confident. I'll stop attacking my computer. Sorry, I literally can't get this bird off the bed right now, and he's just like running around like a psycho. I'm so sorry. Wants to fit everything into a schedule, but without having to like jeopardize happiness. Like just a quick little background on me, if you guys don't know. When I first started coaching, I was working like 6 jobs. I still work multiple jobs. I like working multiple jobs. I went to college and got 2 degrees. Like I like doing a lot of things. So I typically try to attract people who also like doing a lot of things, who also like having a full schedule. Like that is enjoyable for me. It makes me feel more fulfilled to have a full schedule. So the people I try to attract are people who typically do fill their schedule up, but are trying to manage the stress of it and trying to get like control of their schedule, if that makes sense. So you guys, as we're going, you can definitely be jotting these down, and you can also feel free to like share some in the chat. some of the goals of your avatar. The next category is, what does your avatar value? So what things, what qualities are super, super important? What things about himself or herself, like personally, does she really, really value? Some examples: loyalty and trust. For mine, learning. Straightforward answers, so like clarity and actual steps. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to let a bird get electrocuted on my bed. Having alone time and like personal time, but also being social, feeling important. These are all some of mine. Carolyn. That's a good one. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I like want to pick this book off my bed right now. He's literally breaking my laptop. You hear this sound? Insanity over here. Okay. Do you guys kind of have some ideas for that one written down? Yes, no. Where did my screen go? Yeah, good. Move forward. Okay. The next category, interests. So what types of things, and these can be like activities they like hiking is one of mine, or they can be like, stop. Oh my God. This is like having a toddler on a rampage, destroying all of my stuff right now. I have being challenged as one of my avatar's interests, helping other people, exploring different creative outlets. So I'll give you guys a second to like jot some things down. While you're writing, let me just attempt to remove this on my. He's not okay. Sorry, you guys are listening to this. He's like completely gone rogue. I didn't even bring him up here. He scaled the side of my bed to be here for this call, to attack me the whole call. Don't ever get a parrot. Do you guys have some of the interests written down? Share some in the chat box. Yay. Oh my God. Can you stop? Get off my bed. These are good ones. Okay, the last two categories are the like super, super important ones. The ones that I talked about so far are important because, you know, obviously people who share similar interests to you are going to connect with you. But the next two are the ones that we didn't used to include in our old avatar training, and like now including them and really like honing in on these has been a game changer. So the first one, purchasing objections. So what sort of objections is your specific avatar, your specific person, the person you're trying to connect with and talk to, what issues or objections are they going to have when it comes time to purchase something? So for mine, I have, sorry, stop. I have fear of failure and lacking self-confidence. Because I know for myself, like I'm very frugal, and if I don't think I'm going to succeed in something, I'm probably not going to want to spend money on it, right? Needs to be sure that it works, so needs to see actual results, needs to feel like really confident in the abilities. Oh, sorry, I'm checking Yeah, that's a good one, Carolyn. Frugal needs to see like immense amounts of value. Again, like I am a very frugal person, and I very much, can you stop? Stop. And I don't like to spend money if I don't think that it's going to be worth it. So everything for me is an investment, and I'm only going to, all right, well now the bird flew away, so we're good. I'm only going to actually purchase something if I know it's an investment I'm going to get a return on. Right? So share some of yours in the chat, especially for this one. So Carissa, for doesn't have the money, do you think it's literally doesn't have money in the bank account, or has money but maybe doesn't see the true value?
I was thinking more like doesn't have the money but doesn't really have the money because they'd rather spend it on things like going out and
Right.
Starbucks coffee, like stuff like that.
Right. So I would say for that it would be like more of needs to see the value to spend the money. Just because you're totally right. Like there are so many people who are like, I don't have the money for that. And then you see them like get a new tattoo immediately after. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. That was $400 you just spent.
I actually just had a girl do that to me. She was like, I don't have the money. And then something like her cousin had just passed away in a car accident. Like all this stuff was going on. And then she posted like going to get a new tattoo and then going shopping, like much needed shopping trip. I was like, okay.
Yep. Yeah. So for that, like, it's not necessarily like doesn't have the money, but maybe more of like needs to see the value in this and needs to see like how this will benefit them, because it seems like, you know, people who are like that are more interested in like the quick payout of whatever it is they're spending their money on rather than like seeing the long-term benefits.
Right.
Let's see. I'm gonna look in the chat. Oh yeah, that's a good one. The fad diet. That's working in the moment. Especially right now. Cool. Those are good examples. And then the last category is your avatar's pain points. So what are the areas like your person wants to improve, your person like feels pain from, your person struggles with, your person is trying to overcome? Like this, for me, this is like the longest list out of all of my different sections, because I think it's something like you want to make sure that you can really identify the pain points of your avatar, because if you can't identify them, you can't speak to that person. Look in the chat. Whoa, these are good.
Yeah, it's my longest one too.
Mm-hmm.
I cheated. I had this done already.
I was like, how did you type that fast? I was super impressed. Yeah, so some of mine for pain points: often overwhelmed, fear of failure, drowning in self-doubt, always anxious, stretched really thin, gives more than receives, has trouble saying no, brain fog, can't fall asleep at night because their mind is racing, procrastinator. Oh, and an endless to-do list. That's like one of my biggest ones. You guys can share these in the chat too as they pop in your head. That's a good one, Natalie. I'll just put mine on the screen so you guys can see. Natalie, I feel like your avatar and my avatar are very similar.
I know, as you're talking, I was like, wait.
Wait, you muted.
Oh, the never-ending to-do list. That made me laugh.
Yeah. Our avatars are like very, very similar.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any pain points?
I can share mine if you want so they can see like maybe 2 different ones.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
So as you guys are like thinking of all these different categories, you can keep adding to it. Like I said, mine took me a couple days to really like, I had to like sit and think about it and let it kind of settle in my brain and then like come back to it a couple times. But now that I have it, every time I go to write an objection post, which you should be doing multiple times a week, every time I go to write a story share type of post, I like a coaching invite, a challenge group invite, I go and I literally pull this up on my computer screen and I read it. And I look and I read the entire thing. And then I focus in on like 1 to 2 pain points. And I talk about a purchasing objection, or I make sure that I am like, what's it called? Like publicly confronting like one of the purchasing objections that my avatar would have. So it doesn't need to be like, you don't need to explicitly say what the purchasing, I can't talk, objection is, but like I will talk about how I used to be so scared of failing and I used to not even want to try things because I was afraid of failing before I even got started. And then from there, I will talk about why like that doesn't work and why like how I overcame that and where I'm at now. So you want to use this to really be able to like focus and get clarity when you are posting, when you're talking to people. If you're looking for people, like say you're on Instagram, like scrolling for coaches that you might connect with, like keep this in the back of your mind, because like the more you connect with the person and their pain points, and if they have purchasing objections that you yourself have had, it's going to be a lot easier for you to handle those objections and for you to offer them an actual solution to their pain points. Let me see in the chat. There's more things. Do you have yours pulled up, Carolyn?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to be done talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no, that's fine.
This is mine. And I actually know that girl. I met her this weekend, actually. I've known her for 2 years, and we've chatted on social media for 2 years, and I met her in person this weekend, and it's like we've known each other forever, which is crazy. But
it's so awesome.
Yeah, I have some, like a little extra thing. I have what she's already tried, which kind of would probably play in with the pain points, but I didn't have room, so I made it its own category. But yeah, some other things you can think about too that I've also done. I have a second page, but I'm not going to overwhelm you guys. But if you think about that, like Google searches, like what the things that you used to look up and the things that you Google searched, like when you were trying to find solutions to your problems, because I'm sure we all use Google to like look up things that we don't know the answers to or things that we're trying to fix in our lives. I made a whole list of like all the shit I used to Google, and that's really helped me when I'm kind of sharing my story about what I used to do and how I used to view like my health and fitness journey versus now, or how I used to view like, you know, the feelings I was feeling versus how I take care of them now. So there, you can take this and you can dive deeper if you want to with it. But I definitely agree with the idea that this is more relevant, and I love how she pulls it up and makes her post. I do the same exact thing. When you said that, I'm like, yep, I do that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But it helps. It really does. And then you're like putting out quality content. You're not just throwing poop at the wall, like I said, and hoping that it sticks.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, like once I started doing this, that was when I started receiving these messages that were very specific messages from very specific people who I was making my posts for.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are the people that I had all of my posts in mind, like, or I had in mind while I was making all of my posts. There we go. And like for over 2 years leading up to that point, I, you know, could connect with people, but it wasn't on the same level. And I had never received so many messages in such a short amount of time saying, your posts are hitting home for me. So it really does make a huge difference. It helps build trust. It helps create a connection. And if you're offering solutions for someone, you need to know what you're offering a solution to. That makes sense. Like a weird sound happening outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Did you hear it? That was weird. Okay.
Yeah,
That's super
my
weird.
smoke detector was going off for a second.
It sounds like that. I think it's outside of my house. I don't know. Do you guys have any questions about any of that? Does it all make sense? Is it helpful? Awesome.
It definitely is.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone's gonna work on these tonight. Yeah. And then create a post from your avatar. Can we all do that?
Yeah.
Everyone's just staring blankly at me.
And also too, like every post you make doesn't have to be a book. Like you can make really short, like witty posts from these kind of things too.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think you have to spend long time like writing out posts. I dedicate 1 hour on a Saturday and I write out all my posts for the week, and it helps me actually have like good posts and good quality content, and I'm productive with my time, doing one thing and not doing 50 things and then, oh, I got to post. So once you have this, it'll help you be able to do that. And don't, like, every post doesn't have to be really long. You know, sometimes the best posts are the ones that are just short, sweet, to the point and really hit home. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And if you have, like, just like what Carolyn was saying, like, it doesn't need to be a novel every time. And if you want to post like a lifestyle post, like maybe your, you know, one of your pain points is like feeling trapped or feeling like stuck in the position you are or whatever, and now you get to like spend your time doing what you want, or maybe you freed up some extra time, you know, during your week because of the income you got from coaching or whatever it is, or just like the way you feel now, whatever. It can literally just be a really quick lifestyle post where you're showing like, here I am like hiking on a weekday afternoon, like, glad I'm not sitting at a desk, period, end of post. And like that can be extremely effective for someone who's sitting at a desk at a job they hate at that moment, looking at your post.
yeah. Tomorrow.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
So something I noticed too on that, and I think after Emmy's call about like the whole branding thing, my posts, like I think up until like probably a month or so ago, never really had like a specific like target audience that I was trying to reach, I don't think, until recently. And like ever since I started like really drilling into like the people that I'm trying to talk to, my followers are going up, like people are messaging me, like things are like, people are appreciating like things that I'm saying. Like, for example, like I did a post about not needing to lose like 30 pounds to like be on a fitness journey. and that, you know, you can have areas of your body that you want to work on, even if people think you're dumb for ordering like something healthy on a menu, even though you're skinny. So like, I think like as soon as I started like really powering through like the people that I'm trying to talk to, like I've seen like crazy successes. Like even like my post, I did a transformation post, was I would have never done that probably like a month ago. But like the feedback I'm getting is so positive, where like back when I was afraid to post like that, like I would never be reaching people because I was so worried about, you know, oh my God, what if this one person's going to think it's weird that I did that? But in reality, like the people that think you're weird, it doesn't matter. They don't need to be following you because they're not going to help you and it's not going to do anything for you. So as soon as I started to get over that fear of like what people think and like, oh my God, is this going to be too harsh in a post? Like, I'm not saying go be mean and like post bad things, but like post what you're passionate about, because it really does make a difference. Like in the past, like 2 weeks, my followers have gone up by like almost 70 people just because I'm like reaching the right people, I think. So I've even like this week alone sent like 5 coaching webinars out, and it's only Monday because I'm like finding the right people. So I think as soon as you guys like do this exercise, which I haven't really done this avatar exercise, I think it's like really powerful. So I think Taylor, Kelly, and Lindsay, like if you guys want to commit to doing this like by the end of the week, we can totally share it and sweat your heart out, and then also on our page, because I think it'd be powerful for all the teams. That's all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a really great point. And you're right. Like the people who don't connect with your posts are not going to help you. They're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to help you build your team. They're not going to be in your challenge group. Like, so to let yourself get caught up by what those people think when they're not helping you at all. They're not creating any sort of positive momentum for your business or your life. So it doesn't really matter what they think, and you can make such a difference for the right people instead.
Yeah, like those people that are judging you, it's better they unfollow you anyways, because they're just going to hold you back if you continue to let what they think stop you. So that's like something that's been like huge since I've started coaching, that I feel like I've overcome a lot since June, 9 months ago. Like I feel like I'm a completely different person in a better way, as far as like I list the pain points, but they're not really that much pain points anymore because I'm learning to overcome them. So I think when you do the exercise, like Lauren said, like think back to when you first started coaching, or maybe like for example, like Lindsay, you're a little bit more new on the team, but think back to like when you started your fitness journey, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and then touch on those things too. And I think it will help.
Yeah, for sure. Those are really good points.
Something to kind of add and go off of the like taking that time to actually sit down and write out a good quality post, and also kind of knowing they don't all have to be long. Like I said, I do this every Saturday. I have them all in here, and I can just copy and paste them, and you can label them when you're going to post them and what they are. But this is an example of one that I wrote from my avatar, and it's super short. It's not long. It's literally going to be a photo of donuts. I have it all planned out, and I'm just talking about how I used to like say, oh, I can't eat that because it's bad. Like that's like the kind of mindset that I always had, like, oh, you can't eat that, that's bad. You can't eat that, that's bad. But through doing this, I've learned about balance, and that restricting isn't good for you. And like that's something that was on my avatar, and it literally took me like less than a minute to even write this. And it's going to be a post that somebody else could probably relate to, because there's a lot of people out there saying like, oh, I can't eat that because it has sugar in it, or oh, that has fat in it, or whatever. Then I see a typo, so let me fix that for tomorrow. But yeah, just like short and sweet is great too. It doesn't have to be super long. So, and that was called Google Keep, by the way. I figured somebody was probably going to ask me what that was next. Natalie's like, yeah, I was going to ask you.
It has all my daily checklists in it.
Yeah, it's just like it's just a website. It's not. I mean, it is an app too, but it's if you go on like Google Chrome and it's a plugin like Google Keep, you just search it, and then it's fun. You can make colored sticky notes and stuff. That's just where I plan my posts in there.
Nope. The OCD me is gonna love that.
It's very fun. I use it too.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions?
I think we're good. That was awesome.
Cool. Sorry about the bird.
It's okay. Comic
It's like worse than his normal just screaming.
All right, I thought my dog was bad, but I guess birds can be just as bad.
Literally never get one.
All right, well, thanks everyone who came out here, and if you're watching the recording, thank you as well. You still have homework whether you were here live or not. And we want to see your avatars, so if you want to share them in the team page or whichever team page you want to share those in. Also, too, if you have any like questions or you want to go back and forth on something like we can have a little thread about just avatars, and we can all kind of ask our questions in that one space so they don't get lost. So I'll take a quick photo so we know where that's going to be. Smile. Okay, I'll post that with all the avatars so you know where to drop them. Alrighty, actually next week is a live power hour instead of a call. I figure we should do one of those a month at least, and it's kind of towards the middle of the month, so I think it'd be a great use of time. And then I'm working on getting some guest speakers for the next couple of calls after that. So, oh, where's my phone? Wait, don't go. I can stop the recording, but don't go anywhere.